just before the video starts, make sure you go and check out my website, ystech.org. This is the place where you're going to be finding the latest news and everything great in technology, from reviews to tutorials and much more. So make sure you go check it out in the description, ystech.org. I'll see you there. Hey guys, it is YS from YS Tech here, and today we're going to be doing a PC build. Now this one, to be honest with you guys, is really expensive and it's for you guys with massive budgets. I'd highly recommend looking at like cheaper options, but if you guys are willing to spend a little bit more to get that really sweet performance and usually no problems, then might be a good build for you. So let's go ahead and look at it. So it does come to $2,261 New Zealand, but these are all at full prices with no specials on right now. So very expensive right now. But let's head over to the CPU and we'll see the first item is the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 clocked at 3.6 gigahertz, 6-core processor. Very fast. It's $362 from PB Tech right now, and that's very expensive CPU right now, to be honest with you guys, nearly ranging up to $400. That's mighty expensive considering that it went down to $280 last year in about March, but yeah, other factors contributed to that low price, but it's really in demand right now, and definitely a good CPU, especially if you're gaming. Yeah, so I mean, there's much to be seen with the newer lineup from AMD, but they have something like the AMD 5600, Ryzen 5 5600 is very expensive right now. I think it's $549 in New Zealand, so definitely out of the scope of this video, but that's also another option for a much faster CPU. So let's go over to the motherboard, and we've gone with the Gigabyte B550 gaming micro ATX board. And basically comes with 2 DIMM slots, 4 SATA slots, 1 NVMe M.2 slot right here, 116X PCIe, and the normal headers down here as usual. And yeah, it also comes with this cool shroud for your IO shield. Instead of putting your own one, you can just use this one. So that comes to about $204 from PB Tech, full price again. And it is B550, so you're going to be able to use those newer CPUs. As far as I know, I don't think you need any BIOS updates just yet for this line of AMD CPUs that just came out, or a few months ago actually now. So yeah, definitely a good motherboard for the future, and that's why I put it on this one, because we have a larger budget. So now we're going on to the RAM, and there's a lot of options for RAM. This is really expensive. $199 for the G-Skill Trident Z Neo, and yeah, it just looked cool, that's all. It has the RGB, it has the cool fins here, and it's 3600 megahertz DDR4, so pretty quick. We are coming to the end of DDR4, I believe. We'll be going to DDR5, but that's only when the CPU manufacturers actually manage to pick up with that, so probably not this generation, but maybe the next or the one after that. So yeah, definitely very quick on base clock right there, 3600 megahertz. Definitely gonna do you well in this build. And yeah, $199 again, very expensive. You can't go with 3200 megahertz RAM. It's a bit cheaper. You can get some for $130 normal price for 16 gigs. No RGB though, but yeah, I guess it's up to you, preference, but I definitely go above 3200 megahertz for now, just as a base. So we've got 3 options for storage. So the boot drive, I've gone with the 970 EVO from Samsung, 500 gig. Very expensive as well, $159. This one actually goes down to $99 on sale, almost every other sale. So this should go down in early February, the February 6th. So Waitangi Day sale should fall to $99 again. You can actually see the price history here as well. So about $109. And I know Computer Lounge had it for $99 for sure. So yeah, definitely a good boot drive. And some other options is for your storage for your games. Now I put 2 options here, so I'll show you the other one. The one I would personally go for is the C8 Barracuda 1TB. So it's about $79 from PB Tech. $79 PC Force or Computer Lounge, or $79. And yeah, it's just a good large storage drive for a little bit cheaper. There's also the Western Digital Caviar Blue. You can go with as well. It's pretty much the same drive, just a matter of brand and price, which is cheaper usually. But I decided to pick the CK Barracuda for this one. And yeah, I mean, nothing too much about to say about this, other than it's 7200 RPM, so it'll be a little bit of faster hard drive than the 5400 RPM ones. And now the other option is you can go with an SSD if you want really fast storage. So you can go with the 860 Evo. I actually have 2 of them now, thanks to my friend. Thank you very much for that. It's helped me a lot. But yeah, it's a really fast drive. Well, decently fast for the price. They come down to $99 on sale as well, which is amazing. So Waitangi Day, this should also come down from $99, but at the moment it's at $99 from First Wave and $120 from PB Tech, or $119 from Computer Lounge. Solid drive. I have quite literally, it's solid state drive, but it's solid in performance as well. I have them in 2 of my computers, and they're running really fine for the past few months. And yeah, it's really awesome to have a cheap drive like this, especially from Samsung. But yeah, so that about sums up our storage. But let's head over to the graphics card. So I've gone with the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3060 Ti that just came out, and it's about $979 from PC Force, or $1,000 from Computer Lounge, which is quite expensive. This is the 8GB model, so GDDR6 from what I believe, from what I can remember, probably GDDR6. And yeah, it's really quick. It's as fast as the 2080s from what I believe, or 2080 Ti's. I can't remember, probably the 2080s. And yeah, it's a lot cheaper. Well, it's at least supposed to be. And it will be receiving more driver updates in the future, hopefully. And from what I've seen, people aren't having too many problems with those. Not as much as the 3080s that came out, the more expensive flagships. So yeah, they seem to be okay. I have seen people get these for about $820. They're from a different brand though. If it comes to mind, I'll put it in the video, but I can't remember what the brand name was. Yeah, so these can range anywhere I've seen from 800 to 1,000. I probably wouldn't pay more than 1,000 for one of these. They're very expensive. But it should be able to play your games quite easily at 1080p maximum, or even 1440p medium. Pretty well on most like new 2020 or 2021, hopefully, AAA titles. I definitely say a 1080p maximum. Way more, at least more than 60 FPS on most titles. I say most because not all of them. But yeah, you should be having a solid experience. This is definitely not for an esports build. I mean, you can build something like this for esports if you wanted to, but I'd probably upgrade the CPU instead of the graphics card more, just depending on what esports title you're playing. But yeah, this guy should be able to play AAA titles really easily. Now, this is not a budget computer again, so yeah, that's why I've gone with it. The RTX 3060, the non-TI version, is also going to come out soon, so I'm going to estimate that's probably going to be around $750 New Zealand to $850 to $900, probably around that range. The 3050 Ti and the 3050 are also coming out, so based on the performance of this, I'd probably say the 3050 will be around, my guess, probably about $620 to $750 New Zealand, and the 3050 Ti probably a wee bit more, just around that range though, because they're not going to be cheap, these cards. I don't know if Nvidia is going to release a 3040 or anything like that, but they could dumb down the performance on the 3050 a lot to make it a lot cheaper, like around $400 to $500 on release day. So these prices should come down with time, but who knows. We're quite short on parts in the world right now, so yeah, that could be one thing to another. So let's head over to the case. So I've gone with the Cooler Master Master Box Micro ATX Mid Tower. Pretty good case. I've seen it once installed. I've never built in it myself. It seems to have good cable management at the back, from what I could tell. Comes with two ARGB fans in the front. and it's $137 from PB Tech. Now, case is preference, but make sure it's micro ATX mid tower. I'd highly recommend actually going in and touching the case and seeing if it's easy to work in, and if it's good quality. What I mean by good quality is, are the PCIe brackets on the back, are they like munted? Do they feel strong or do they feel weak? Because if they feel weak, the case is probably not that great quality. Now, this is not like a true indicator of a case, of the case's quality as such, but yeah, it's just something to go on. Usually it's a bit of a toss up with cases, but I'd highly recommend searching up case reviews. There's a lot of smaller tech YouTubers usually do them, and you'll be able to find out just what it looks like and first impressions from that. But yeah, I probably wouldn't skimp on a case again. Personally, I worked on one PC with my friend, and yikes, that computer was annoying to build in because we couldn't get the brackets at the back of the case to align with the graphics card, even though the motherboard was mounted correctly and everything was fine. The case was just seriously mounted, and that case was more of a budget case. It was about $65 New Zealand. So yeah, I highly recommend going with a more expensive case. Oh, well, not more expensive, but higher quality as such, usually. So we're going over to power supply. So the Silverstone Strider 650 watt gold certified, $149 from PC Force. I can personally, well, technically vouch for this product. I put in 2 of my friends' computers, and they're doing really well over 6-7 months now. 650 watts should be enough for the 3060 Ti. I probably wouldn't go anything lower than a 650 watt. Yeah, I mean, 500 watt would probably be stretching it, especially with this type of hardware, and if you upgrade the CPU in the future, or even that graphics card to something more powerful. Yeah, 60-50 watts probably a minimum for this build. I'd say just to be safe, and yeah, definitely a solid power supply from what I've seen. I really hope they do well in the future, and if they don't, I'll come back in the comments and let you guys know what's happened to them. But for now, 7 months on, 7 months on now since I built that computer, it's doing well, and the other one 3 months ago we built, so also doing quite well. Yeah, so cool power supply that I've worked with before. So unfortunately the case doesn't come with a back fan, so I went with an expensive one. It's the Corsair LL120, and it's RGB fan, really RGB, like I mean it, like it's pretty cool, looks pretty good in real life. $57 from PB Tech or $59 from Computer Lounge. So I'd highly recommend getting another case fan for an exhaust fan like the LL120. You'll probably need one. You shouldn't just leave like no fan there, otherwise your airflow is like, it might just drop off. I don't know, I don't exactly understand how it works, but the CPU's heatsinks here, so it's also good to have an exhaust fan. It's just able to take all the heat out a little bit faster, from what I understand of it. And yeah, so the LL120. So lastly, this is an expensive build, so you got a glass side panel, tempered glass side panel. You got to make it look good, man. So we've got some sleeve cables here. It's not exactly in the price because this is optional. It's just up to people. But sleeve cables look amazing, and they really do make a computer look quite good. And yeah, so one thing on sleeve cables, you can get them from pretty much anywhere at this point. Computer Lounge is a good place to look. You get cheaper ones from PB Tech. Just one word on the cheaper ones. Some of them are not so good quality, so some of the connectors here will break off or like really hard to put in. Some of them are very tight. One of my friends actually got one by accident, and we tried to use it, and geez, that was pretty annoying to use. So yeah, usually stay away from the cheaper ones. The more expensive ones or higher quality brand names one are usually a little bit better, like CableMon, pretty expensive. A good alternative is AliExpress, which is where I got mine. They were actually quite high quality, from what I could tell, and well, at least what I could tell. And they were easy to slot in and everything like that. They weren't too tight. They weren't hard to pull out. Like they just worked really well. So these are I got cable sleeve extensions. So these are also those. So as well is pretty good. One thing to watch out on these cheaper ones as well is they don't come with cable combs, so if you just shove it in your computer, it'll look pretty ugly. Not gonna lie. Those of you guys who don't use cable combs, I don't understand it. Seriously, like use some cable combs in your computer. It'll make it look 100% better. I know some people, I don't know, maybe they don't realize or they exist, but cable combs make your when you're cornering on a computer, like the 24 pin, let's say, like they have it down here. They make it like makes it have a smooth bend instead of like a janky mess of individual cables, because these are sleeves, so they're a little bit softer. So they're not so taut. But yeah, make sure you get some cable combs. They're really cheap. Cable combs are dirt cheap. They're like $5. You can get them in New Zealand as well, $5 to $10. I personally got mine from AliExpress for about $2. But yeah, I have unboxings of those. Should be coming out soon, and how I'm making my computer look a lot better. Yeah, so this is a whole kit here. So it's $89. So it's on back order as well. I got mine for $35, the whole set on AliExpress, and yeah, I can't compare quality because I've never touched one of these before, but what I could tell from my one was pretty good. Again, you should check the unboxing out at ystech.org or on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Beezito. But yeah, that about sums up the video. I guess that's like a first high-end build I've done. I tend not to do these builds because I feel like they're a bit of a waste of time sometimes because most people don't have this budget. But I have realized that a very few of you in the comment section do actually have this budget, which is kind of surprising and a little bit disturbing, but no offense, but that's quite a bit of money to spend on a computer, and yeah, I personally would not spend this much on a computer. I just don't need that type of performance. I don't play that much games, or I just play esports games that don't need that type of performance. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the build. Make sure you go and check out ystech.org for latest post reviews and much more. See you guys there at ystech.org. But other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.